we didn't all come from perfect situations. Even my mom and dad, they were good people, but my mother, there was a lot of mental illness in that family. It went back generations. There was really bad things on my mom's side of the family. Everything from murders and suicides, and there was all kinds of nastiness. All of that. But so we all come from many different situations. But when Brenda was speaking to Sammer and talked about how God formed him in his mother's womb, well, then God just wanted me to just share just a few verses. They're 2 verses, but they're long ones, out of Psalms 139. The way that it says it in the Passion Translation, I want you to right now just say, this is God speaking directly to me. This is, no matter what I came from, who I came from, what the situations were in the back, story to my family, none of that matters, because this is the truth of the Word of God. And it says, you formed my innermost being, shaping my delicate inside and my intricate outside, and wove them together in my mother's womb. I thank God for making me so mysteriously complex. How thoroughly you know me, Lord. You even formed every bone in my body when you created me in the secret place. Carefully, skillfully, you shaped me from nothing to something. You saw who you created me to be before I became me. God, He loves us. He loves us. He made us. He created us for such a time as this. No matter what we came from, no matter what the situation was, His love for us covers every horrible thing in our past, generations past. I'm so thankful for that. I remember when I stood in a meeting and I went up for prayer, and I had already been set free from depression, something I had struggled with for 20 years or more. And God had already literally set me free from one second to the next. I had horrible depression, horrible things. The next minute, it was gone, and it's never come back, and that was 22 years ago. But I went up for prayer because of my daughters, because I didn't want that to be passed on to my girls, and I was already seeing signs of it. And the prophetic prayer that this woman prayed over me, this woman and man, it was actually a couple, but they had me hold out my hand, and she said, there's three. I said, yeah, I have 3 girls. And she said, I want you to close your hand and put her hand over top of mine, and said, everything that the enemy tried to do to you, it's broken, it's done, and it's covered by the blood of Christ, yes. And it's over with. So I guess I know some of Sammer's story, I know some of where he's come from, but we all have a story. Yes. We all have things, some of them, what my mom dealt with, her grandmother, her great-grandmother, this was not my fault, but I brought it along with me for a long time. And God just, His love for us covers everything. And now that we know what we know, and we know the authority that we have and that we walk in, it's done. But to think that He created us and made us and formed us, and every part of us, to even the things about me that I never liked, I all of a sudden like now. I'm like, that's how you made me. That's what you wanted me to look like on the inside, the outside, and every part in between. And I just thank God. And Brenda, I just want to publicly thank you for being so obedient all the time, because I know it's not easy to step out in faith like you do so many times. But you bless us by your obedience. Yes.
Oh my gosh.